Today I have chosen this topic because alcoholism is a very common problem in any organization like railway. So my topic is alcoholic liver disease and the bone inflammation. So shortly about alcoholic liver disease. The alcoholic liver disease is like 3 stages of development, like an initial stage of fatty liver, followed by hepatitis, and then cirrhosis. Lactic mechanism, oxidative stress, and aldehyde produced during metabolism of the alcohol, and innate and adaptive immune response. However, environment and also plays an important role. Acetaldehyde that produced during ethanol metabolism mediates hepatocytes. They are susceptible to cytotoxicity of TNF alpha. However, it has been noticed that 1/3 of the heavy drinkers they have alcoholic hepatitis, and fewer, around 5%, they progress to cirrhosis. Risks of alcoholic liver disease appears to begin at around 30 grams per day of consumption of alcohol. The risk is higher in women and persons above 50 years of age. Obesity and diabetes also are the 2 predisposing factors that increase the risk of this liver disease. On the hematological findings, 80 to 100% of alcoholic they have macrocytic anemia, irrespective of the stage of the disease, due to direct toxic effect of ethanol. All alcoholic hepatitis they have macrocytic anemia, neutrophilic leukocytosis, and thrombocytopenia. And cirrhosis have the same findings like hepatitis. So based on this finding, based on this theory, so I have done this analysis. It was retrospective analysis over 5 years. Total 210 bone marrow examinations were done, of which the 12 cases were done due to alcoholic liver disease. So reasons for the doing the bone marrow examination: cancer was the major cause on 6 cases. 4 cases bicytopenia, 1 anemia that was not responding with erythropoietin and iron injection, and 1 case had fever that was not responding with antibiotics. This is a summary of the patient. The first one is the patient with alcoholic liver disease hypertension with CKD, and this patient was not responding with iron injection and erythropoietin. That's the request came to me. Just doing the bone marrow, just to go out the multiple myeloma. The second patient was alcoholic withdrawal syndrome, admitted with alcohol withdrawal syndrome with pancytopenia. That patient was alcohol liver disease with jaundice and bicytopenia. Like this, the next patient is pancytopenia with cirrhosis of liver. Next patient had alcoholic liver disease with splenomegaly and esophageal varices, but the bone marrow was done. Hematologically, he was 5th patient. Hematology was normal, but bone marrow was done because of the fever that was not responding to antibiotic. 6th patient, again bone marrow was done due to bicytopenia, which was unexplained. The 7th patient is the repeat case of 3rd patient. The bone marrow was repeated after 3 years with the same reason, bicytopenia. 8th patient is bicytopenia again. 9th one is pancytopenia. Last 4 as the bone marrow was examined because of pancytopenia. So these are the bone marrow findings. The first patient, so if we see the bone marrow findings, the most of the cases they have hypercellular bone marrow with erythroid hyperplasia. And 2 patients had megaloblastosis. 1 patient had iron deficiency, the 11th number, and another patient had megaloblastosis as well as iron deficiency, that is dual deficiency, that is number 4. 2 patients had normal bone marrow, that is 8 patients, 8th number, and here one, the 5th number. The bone marrow was done due to fever. They had normal bone marrow. one was inconclusive, the 9th patient, because this patient refined biopsy was done, but it was hemorrhagic spaces. However, tiny particles were there, but it was not conclusive of anything. So one was inconclusive out of these 12. Then other two keratopathic series and the megakaryocytes are normal in number and morphology. There was nothing abnormality. Then we did the iron staining, that is the iron status, to know the iron status of the patient. And most of the patient, they showed normal iron status. The normal iron status is 2 to 3 plus. That is normal. Most of the patients showed normal iron status. However, 3 patients showed increased iron status, that is 3 to 4 plus. And 2 patients showed depletion of the iron store, that is 0. There is 11 patient and fourth one. So, for this 11th number patient, the lateral we did the serum creatine estimation and it was decreased below the normal level. Normal is up to 10 nanogram to 110 nanogram. So, it was below normal level. The 12th patient, this was the only patient who had hypocellular bone marrow. The rest of the patient all had hypercellular bone marrow except 2 cases where the cellularity was normal, and this is the only one exception they have. He had hypocellular bone marrow. However, there was atrial hyperplasia, which is the common features in all the patients. So, summarizing the features in bone marrow, the non-cellular bone marrow was reported in 3 cases, hypercellular in 7 cases, 1 case was hypocellular, and 1 was inconclusive out of this 12. So, then the features of ectopathic series, the normal in 2 cases, there was atrial hyperplasia only in 8 patients, atrial hyperplasia with megaloblastosis in 2 cases, atrial hyperplasia or depleted iron stored in 1 patient, and atrial hyperplasia with megaloblastosis and depleted iron stored in 1 case. So, majority of the findings is atrial hyperplasia, which is thought to be a reactive process because of presence of the anemia. Now, separated different groups indicated for bone marrow degeneration, that is the pancytopenia is the major cause of bone marrow degeneration. The 6 patients, of the 6 patients, we got 1 hypercellular and hypercellular 5 cases. Of these hypercellular cases, megaloblastosis was 1, iron, there are varying pictures. Megaloblastosis is 1, iron deficiency 1, gold deficiency 1, and 1 was normal, 1 was inconclusive. This bicytopenia 4 cases, of which 1 is repeated after 3 years, 1 was normal, and rest 3 showed hypercellular bone marrow with atrial hyperplasia. The anemia patient only that was not responding to erythropoietin and iron showed only atrial hyperplasia. The fever case was showed normal morphology. Now, analyzing the iron status of the patient, the iron store was depleted in 2 patients, it was increased in 3 patients, but most of the cases it was normal. That is 2 to 3 plus. So, this was the analysis, what I got in on analyzing the data. So, now coming to the discussion. So, anemia is a very common cause, very common hematological picture in alcoholic liver disease. Now, coming to the causes of anemia, there are several causes of anemia in alcoholic liver disease. The most common cause is thought to be hemorrhage or iron deficiency. This is result mainly from hemorrhage due to alcoholic gastritis or portal hypertension or peptic ulcer. The second cause of anemia is megaloblastic anemia. It could be nutritional deficiency due to vitamin B12 or folic acid deficiency, or due to ethanol that can act as an ethanol folate antagonist. So it can result in megaloblastic anemia. Then the alcohol directly can suppress the bone marrow, causing aplastic anemia. Then this alcoholic liver disease, the patient may have the hemolytic anemia. This is typically related to drinking, immediately related to drinking, It could be mild to moderate in severity, and it resolves in 2 to 4 weeks after abstinence of alcohol. This is mainly result from alteration of the erythrocyte membrane lipid. That is what had happened in case of this alcoholic liver disease. They have excess lipid in the erythrocyte membrane, so resulted in this some spike on the surface of the erythrocytes. These are called sparse cells. So due to these sparse cells, they are destroyed in the spleen, so resulting in hemolytic anemia, or it could be due to deficiency of phosphate, hypophosphatemia. Then we can get sideroblastic anemia, that is due to interference of the synthesis of heme synthesis, resulting in deposition of more ions in the body in the form of ferritin. And it has been seen, if we stop, this could be due to excess iron intake from the food, or it could be due to more iron contents of the beverage, like in red wine. So these excess ions are deposited as ferritin, and it has been noticed if we stop taking alcohol, then it can reverse within 7 to 10 days. Then splenomegaly again is responsible for many types of anemia, secondary hemolysis, macrocytosis, or megaloblastic anemia. It can cause again hypersplenism. That can also cause the pancytopenia. Then thrombocytopenia, the other hematological finding. So thrombocytopenia, the platelet that directly suppress the platelet formation. Alcohol directly suppress the platelet formation, and also decrease the lifespan, leading to thrombocytopenia. However, the splenic pooling due to splenomegaly and portal hypertension, that also cause thrombocytopenia. In addition, this patient had abnormal platelet function due to interference of this ethanol to platelet function. As a result, we can get increased PT and APTT. Then granulocytopenia, the chronic ingestion suppresses granulocytic series, leading to neutropenia. However, in alcoholic hepatitis stage, we can get neutrophilia because of hepatitis. Pancytopenia, usually, if we get, usually that is not progressive or fatal and is reversible with abstinence. What has been noticed, all these features are reversible mostly if there is abstinence from the alcohol.